Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us.
Darrow High School teacher resigned after a number of staff members say she inappropriately touched a male student. She emailed the administration just 3 hours after the district opened an investigation into the allegations. That, of course, stopped their investigation. But as Wink News reporter Michelle Kingston found out, the Department of Children and Families may be looking into this.
I think it is very inappropriate.
That's weird.
Staff members at Estero High School say they saw Jennifer Hambling rubbing a male student's shoulders on 2 different occasions. One of those staff members even taking these photos of the two at the school to show the school resource officer.
Still in all, I think it's kind of inappropriate, and I wouldn't want my son to be doing anything like that.
Hambling worked as an art teacher at the high school for years and resigned just hours after a Lee County School District investigation into the inappropriate touching began.
And I don't think she should have been able to resign without that matter being resolved first.
While the district's investigation has stopped, Wink News has learned that DCF is involved in an institutional child protection investigation at Estero High School.
That would not be okay.
They're there to educate, not to be doing massages.
Michelle Kingston, Wink News Now.
The Lee County Sheriff's Office says it cannot confirm or deny if they are investigating this incident.
Teacher's alleged relationship with a student leads to new law. By Patricia Borns. News Press. When word of Jennifer Hambling's conduct reached his ears in early 2017, Estero High School Principal Clayton Simmons summoned his staff. The 35-year-old art teacher had been accused by colleagues of massaging and being massaged by a 16-year-old Army Drock student. The school moved quickly to investigate, and just as quickly the same day the teacher resigned. She would later deny any wrongdoing in a letter to investigators. But there had been signs of possible trouble before this, the news press found. 2 students, a boy and girl, had been discovered in Hambling's classroom closet during an inspection. She had invited a troubled female student to sleep at her home. A parent had claimed the teacher had engaged in obscene classroom banter. Some students said she made suggestive remarks as far back as 2011. School employees are legally bound to report an observed or suspected exploitation of a student, including intimate or sexual contact. But nothing in Hambling's personnel file suggested she was warned about inappropriate behavior of any kind. Then, 5 months after she resigned, a mother informed the school district that Hambling had a sexual relationship with her son in 2016 during his senior year. Despite her resignation, the school district could have alerted the State Department of Education, which was still investigating its report on Hambling's 2017 misconduct. But it didn't. And no one interviewed the mother or her son to learn more. So it happened that the Department of Education cleared the teacher of the massage incident without investigating the new claim. This letter of guidance does not constitute a disciplinary record against you for any purpose, the agency's letter to Hambling said. The teacher left Estero High to start a new career as a mental health counselor, applying to work for a provider whose many clients include Lee County schools. No more, says a bill awaiting Governor Rick Scott's signature inked by State Representative Ray Rodriguez, R. Estero, to protect students. It is common for a teacher to leave a district when they are under investigation, Rodriguez told the House Judiciary Committee. It is common for the district not to complete the investigation once the teacher has left. And what we've seen across the state is teachers going from district to district, often preying on our students. Hambling did not respond to the news press phone calls, emails, or letters seeking her response for this story. The teacher everyone loved. As a 21-year-old art student and hostess at Don Pablo's Mexican Kitchen, Jennifer Mount had plans. The daughter of a Lee County construction family, she married an Air Force man and set her sights on teaching. "I want to be an educator, to help struggling students," she wrote on her 2004 substitute teaching application. "Although I enjoyed school growing up, I struggled with a learning disability. I had to literally learn how to learn and try alternative ways to tackle my obstacles. I would enjoy sharing my knowledge with students in need. Attractive, smart and married with 2 young children, the Estero High teacher charmed students and colleagues. The kids adored her, said Lisa Kaufman, a teacher and single mom whose son began taking Hambling's classes in 2014 as a sophomore at Estero High. The 2 women taught at different schools but moved in the same social circles. Kaufman's son struggled with a learning disability, as had Hamling. She made him feel successful in art, said the mother. I was thrilled that he had an adult he confided in. She got him into yoga. I was just so pleased he was happy. Only in 2017, after Hamling resigned and her case became public, did she begin to suspect there might have been more between the teacher and her son. He used to say, "The kids at school think I'm having sex with Mrs. Hamling," Kaufman remembered. Finally, she started to put 2 and 2 together and asked him point blank. By now it was May 2017, a year since his graduation, and he felt that he could tell her yes, it was true. According to Kaufman, Hamling had seduced her son gradually, from deep personal talks when he was a 16-year-old sophomore, to classroom massages in his junior year at 17. Then, when he was 18 and a senior, a first kiss, dates, and sex. They dated and had sex quite a few times, he confided to her. Kaufman's son confirmed the sexual relationship to the news press but declined to comment. Nothing could be done. Reeling from the news, Kaufman called the school district to report it. Meanwhile, the DOE was still investigating the massage incident involving the Army Drock student. What do you want me to do about this? She no longer works for the district, Kaufman said she was told by a district professional standards and equity official. The mother had hoped the state would be informed to protect future students. She didn't know parents can complain about a teacher's behavior by letter or phone to the DOE's own Office of Professional Practices. Nor did the school district tell her. We have no authority to investigate someone who is not in our employ, district spokeswoman Lauren Stillwell told the news press. But according to the DOE, it could have, a school district may continue its investigation regardless of the educator's employment status or cooperation. Deputy General Counsel Darby Shaw of the DOE expanded on the department's policy in a public record obtained by the news press. Whether a district actually continues the investigation is at the discretion of the district. The district does, however, have an obligation to report any certified educator misconduct to DOE, Shaw advised. Apparently, though, the Lee County School District doubted Kaufman. The parent who came forward in July was not related to the February case, Stillwell wrote, and her allegations were of an incident that happened 2.5 years ago after her son graduated. Asked how the district concluded this without interviewing the mother or son, "That is my understanding from the school and district personnel," she wrote. The district advised Kaufman to make a police report and then, maybe a notice would be placed in her file, according to a November email from the mother to Angela Pruitt, the district's human resource chief. The sheriff's office found no crime had been committed because her son had turned 18 in his senior year, Florida's age of consent, when the teacher allegedly had sex with him. She turned to the Department of Children and Families but was told its hands were tied for the same reason. When he attended Estero High School, the teacher, Jennifer Hamling, had sex with him. However, he is not a vulnerable adult, the DCF intake form states. With all avenues to warn authorities exhausted, Kaufman turned to her elected representative. Rodriguez heard with concern that her son had been in the Exceptional Student Education Program, ESSE, for students with learning disabilities or exceptions. They are eligible to remain in the school district until they're 21, he told the Judiciary Committee. I took diligent notes and said, "Ma'am, my belief is you're telling me the truth. I'm going to get with staff and see what we can do about it." From a mother's persistence, a new Florida law. After learning about the relationship, Kaufman became as isolated as her son. While friends and colleagues sympathized with her, the fear of retaliation by the school district silenced them, Kaufman believes. Some stopped speaking to her after she came forward. Only one friend, Kathleen Jasper, an online trainer, voiced her concern to the co-owner of Joyful Yoga where Hamling taught, "Hey Emily. The mother of a former student at Estero reached out to me to tell me Jennifer had been having sex with her son his entire senior year. She has the texts between the two, and both, yes both, have admitted it. Now if she were a man she would probably be in jail. In Florida, only if the student is under 18. Jasper had no comment for the news press. Kaufman thought the teacher-student relationship should be better protected, and began researching laws in other states. While most prohibit sex with a minor, a handful make teacher-student sex off limits at any age. Many mental health professionals agree with that idea. It's not about his age. Emotionally, the teacher has power, Teeb said. Striefeller doesn't think the words consenting and teacher-student sex belong in the same sentence. Because it is not an equal relationship, it cannot actually be consensual, she said. Texas, in particular, has zero tolerance for sex between teachers and students, Kaufman found. In November, she brought a copy of the complete Texas bill and other research to a meeting with Representative Rodriguez. With her was local National Organization for Women Chapter President Kathleen Mayo, Lee County School Board member Melissa Giovanelli, and child advocate Jacqueline Perez. If nothing else, the mother thought, perhaps her experience could help others. Seldom have I had a constituent so well prepared, Rodriguez said of his meeting with the mother. Texas got it right. I directed my staff to draft a very similar bill right away. The new legislation will make it a second-degree felony for teachers or other school employees to indulge in lewd conduct or sexual relationships with students, regardless of the student's age. Prohibit schools and their employees from entering into confidentially agreements to provide job references in exchange for termination. Strengthen what school district must report to the Department of Education, to law enforcement and to parents. For example, parents must be noticed of an educator's alleged misconduct. Punish district superintendents who fail to report certain misconduct to law enforcement with a year's lost salary. Require the district to report certain complaints to the DOE even if the teacher is no longer employed with them. Epilogue. Despite repeated efforts to reach Hamling by phone, Facebook, visits to her home and even certified mail, she didn't respond to news press requests for comment. But she did send Kaufman a cryptic apology last July. I know a text apology isn't quite enough, but for what it's worth I am sorry, she wrote. I've been thinking a lot the last few weeks about how I ruined my life and everyone else's too. I hope that you will be able to move forward forgiving me as I am moving forward forgiving myself. Hamling is now earning a master's degree in clinical mental health counseling at Hodges University, the school confirmed. According to a May letter in her DOE file, she was in the hiring process at SalusCare, a mental health provider. A July 2 post on her Facebook page showed her in a Navy uniform working as a behavioral health technician in SalusCare's Crisis Stabilization Unit. The Fort Myers nonprofit also provides outpatient counseling to Lee schools, as well as inpatient crisis intervention. A SalusCare spokesman said the organization can neither confirm nor deny Hamling works there. Because she resigned before the investigation could be completed, school board policy prevents her from working again in Lee County schools for a minimum of 5 years, spokeswoman Stillwell said. But because no action was taken against her license, she could teach elsewhere if she desires. Her license expires June 6, 2018, and is renewable. Florida law requires the district to tell other education employers that she resigned while under investigation, and what the investigation was about, but only if they inquire. Kaufman's son has moved on, his mother says, and tries not to think about what happened. He still refers to the former teacher not as Jennifer, but as Mrs. Hamling.
County. This is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County COPWATCH with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is if I got some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head, help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.